If you understand this principle about time, you stop wondering where your life went. Most people never see it, and by the time they do, years are already gone. This is not a lack of effort, and it is not incompetence. And time isn't actually speeding up, but something is quietly disappearing. And once you notice it, you can't unsee it. This video is for you who look back and think, where did the years go? You work, you provide, you stay responsible. From the outside, your life looks functional, but inside, time feels thin, compressed, like life is moving forward without leaving a trace. Here's the truth most people never hear. You don't experience time directly. You experience attention, and one man understood this more clearly than most. Not a philosopher, not a self-help thinker, a physicist, Albert Einstein. He's remembered for equations, for relativity, for changing science forever. But one of his most useful insights had nothing to do with physics, and everything to do with how time feels to live through. Principle number 1, time follows. Attention. As a child, a single afternoon could feel endless. Waiting for a holiday, sitting in a classroom, staring out a car window. Time stretched. As an adult, entire years disappear. Same planet, same clocks, same 24 hours. The difference isn't time, it's attention. When life is new, the brain records detail, faces, sounds, feelings, moments. When life becomes familiar, the brain stops recording. It assumes nothing important is happening. Think about your first day at a new job. You remember what you wore, who spoke to you, how uncertain you felt. Now think about a random Tuesday last month. Nothing stands out. Not because nothing happened, but because nothing registered. Low attention compresses time. High attention expands it. Time feels fast when awareness is low. Principle number 2, repetition erases life from memory. Einstein lived with intention. He simplified decisions, reduced unnecessary choices, removed mental clutter. He famously didn't bother with socks. Not out of eccentricity, out of clarity. He understood something most people miss. Repetition doesn't save time. It removes it from memory. When days look the same, the brain blends them together. 5 similar days feel like one. 10 similar weeks feel like a blur. Years collapse into nothing. That's why routine-heavy lives feel short in hindsight. You weren't inactive. You were present, but unregistered. Your mind wasn't paying attention to your own life. Being busy doesn't create meaning. Efficiency doesn't create memory. You can be productive for years and still feel like time disappeared. Repetition shrinks life. Principle number 3, busy is not the same as present. This is where most people get trapped. They mistake motion for meaning. Meetings, deadlines, emails, responsibilities. Days fill up, but nothing stands out. Presence requires attention, and attention disappears when life becomes predictable. That's why the years you work the hardest often feel like the years you remember the least. You didn't waste time. Time simply wasn't experienced. Principle number 4, the hardest. Interrupt autopilot. This is the principle most people avoid because it sounds too simple. You don't need more free time. You don't need a new job. You don't need to escape your life. You need interruption. Small, intentional disruptions. Enough to wake attention up. A different route home. Learning something difficult. Doing something slowly in a fast world. Conversations where you listen instead of planning your reply. Novelty forces presence. Presence creates memory. Memory stretches life. You can't slow the clock, but you can slow your experience of living by choosing awareness over autopilot. How to apply this without changing your life? Start small. First, change one routine each day. Sit somewhere different. Walk a different path. Break the pattern. Second, do one thing slowly on purpose. Drink your coffee without distraction. Eat without scrolling. Work for 10 minutes without multitasking. Slowness sharpens attention. Third, end the day with one question. What stood out today? If nothing comes to mind, tomorrow needs interruption. These aren't productivity hacks, they're principles of attention. Einstein once said, "Time is an illusion." Not because it isn't real, but because how you experience it depends entirely on the mind. If your life feels like it's moving too fast, don't chase time. Reclaim attention. Attention comes first. Time follows. If you enjoyed this video, subscribing is a simple way to support this channel. This space is just getting started, and I'm grateful you chose to spend a few minutes here. I'll see you in the next one.